Hi, this is Yurt Sikandar. I'm a junior at the College of Worcester and I use the she series of pronouns. I'm a business economics major and a soon to be declared women's gender and sexuality studies minor. So this summer I was an Apex Fellow and I interned with the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime in my home city, Islamabad, Pakistan. This was an 8-week long internship and was conducted remotely. A little more about the United Nations Office on Drugs and Crime, or the UNODC. It was established in 1997 with its headquarters located in Vienna, Austria, which can be seen in the first picture on the slide. It serves more than 80 countries with a network of 115 field offices worldwide. The UNODC primarily focuses on limiting and preventing the illegal use of drugs within its member states. It also aims to counter terrorism and reduce the rates of organized crime. The UNODC Country Office Pakistan, or the UNODC COPAC, is one of its 115 field offices located in Islamabad, Pakistan, where I interned. The UNODC COPAC has been working in close collaboration with the Pakistani government to limit the demand and supply of illicit drugs and consequentially reduce the number of related crimes in Pakistan. Because of how unpredictable this summer has been, and I'm sure all of you would agree to that, my initial internship outline and my actual experience varied drastically. Despite this level of uncertainty, I was always very clear-minded about my developmental goals going into this whole internship process. First, I wanted to build on my skill sets in a professional environment, which included improving my decision making, problem solving, and research skills, which I could really learn from by working in a fast paced transnational organization. I also wanted to experiment and figure out my career interests in hopes of getting a clearer vision of where I see myself professionally in the near future. Third, and most importantly, I wanted to use my privilege to support and assist the development of marginalized communities within Pakistan, which included people living with HIV, drug dependents, and inmates who are harshly judged and discriminated against. Moving into my internship experience, so initially, my work focused on understanding how COVID-19 has affected drug dependence and their accessibility to drug treatment centers. A large part of this consisted of learning about HIV prevention and treatment because people who inject drugs are at a higher risk of contracting HIV through sharing syringes. My task primarily consisted of analyzing, compiling, and reporting data that had previously been collected by the UNODC COPAC through questionnaires they had sent out to 62 drug treatment centers within Pakistan. A majority of these centers reported a disruption in the supply of medications such as antiretroviral drugs to suppress the HIV virus. Rehab centers were also understaffed or had to completely close down because of safety concerns. Patients themselves were hesitant of coming to these treatment centers, or those who wanted to, um, they couldn't because of accessibility concerns resulting from regional lockdowns. I also attended a joint webinar between the UNODC, the World Health Organization, and the UNAIDS, which was focused on the continuity and sustainability of HIV prevention and treatment during this pandemic. Many of the member states like Egypt, Lebanon, and Afghanistan reported similar shortages in the supply of medications such as methadone, um, which is used for detoxification and opioid substitution therapy. They also reported the closure or underutilization of their drug treatment centers and their decisions to move towards a more online or mobile healthcare provision system. Analyzing how the global drug markets have been impacted by COVID-19 in terms of both demand and supply was particularly interesting to me since I could apply my academic knowledge in a practical environment. I also was able to greatly expand my economic understanding by interning with the UNODC COPAC staff. For the rest of my internship, which consisted of around 5 weeks, I assisted in organizing a 4 week virtual training program on HIV testing and counseling within prisons nationwide. This virtual training focused on updating and improving the methods and the standard operating procedures of HIV testing and counseling that is provided to inmates. It also stressed on the importance of the 5 C's, which are consent, confidentiality, counseling, correct test results, and connecting the tested inmates with the required resources. I was delegated the responsibility of reaching out to almost 40 prison centers all over Pakistan to inform and encourage the prison staff to participate in this program. Those who attended consisted of superintendents, medical officers, psychologists, and lab technicians. I truly took away a lot from my time with the UNODC, especially from Dr. Huck, my supervisor, and Bilal Gori, my program officer. By the end of my internship, I had not only developed the ability to productively and independently function in a professional environment, I had also gained experience in team building, decision making, and had grown more adaptable because of the many last minute changes. Through my internship, I was also able to understand communities that are marginalized on the basis of their gender, class, sexuality, or ability. An example of this is in Pakistan, HIV is highly stigmatized because many people automatically link its transmission with sexual relations, which is a taboo subject here. My time with the UNODC has made me realize my personal interest in working for social change and justice, which has moved me to pursue a minor in women's gender and sexuality studies here at Worcester. Additionally, getting real-life exposure to economic issues has um, increased my appreciation for my major, which is business economics. Although I will not be able to say that my internship has helped me solidify a career plan, it has definitely helped me envision a long-term goal, which is to start up my own venture that focuses on improving the economic conditions of ex-convicts and helping them resettle back into their lives. I am so grateful for my time with the UNODC and for all the amazing people that I got to know and work with during this period of 8 weeks. For those of you who are interested in pursuing a similar experience, I would encourage you to reach out, make connections, find opportunities, and definitely try out for the Apex Fellowship because it will further your learning process. Lastly, a big thank you to the Apex staff and Kathy McConnell for being so encouraging throughout this entire process and for helping many of us navigate through the challenges um, I'm sure we all faced as Apex Fellows this year. I'm so grateful to my advisor, David McConnell, for making my internship such a success and my experience so much more enriching. If you have any questions, reach out to Apex at apex@worcester.edu or attend one of their info sessions. You can also drop into the Wired In Wednesdays that are conducted remotely. Thank you all for your time and for listening to my internship experience.